Well, hello, this is Rosa, RCG Creations. How are you doing? We're bringing to you today whoops, I forgot to turn my thing back so I can make sure you're in frame. We're making today a freezer meal. I did chicken fajitas. We got hubby chopped up the cheese. We got our flour tortillas and we're ready to roll. I'm sauteing some onions right now. Oh, let me get me a towel and a plate. This is going to be a quickie meal in under 30 minutes. Especially when you prepare in advance your ingredients. I'm going to turn down my heat. I'm using my cast iron skillet. I just got in from the office. And you want to saute your vegetables. Normally you would have sliced, but we didn't have any. We only have these chopped ones. So we'll have to add onions to our grocery list. And I've just sauteed them a little bit. I don't want them totally toasty. And since hubby doesn't care for onions, I'm cooking those first so they don't get mixed up in his, let me turn this down too, in his fajitas. So all we're going to do is cook the sauteed and marinated fajita mix that's in the bag. Let me get another spoon. I need something to pull these up under. Oops. I need to change sleeves. But since this is going to be a quickie meal, we're okay. We're good to go. Okay, those are done. It's close enough. Now I'm going to get my fajita meat. I got my refried beans simmering here, a little bit of oil. Let me get my tongs. And thank goodness I turned that down so it doesn't splatter on me. But look at that. See here? I'm sorry you're a little bit far away. My camera's charging. And my charger's not that far away. So now I'm just going to put all these on the griddle. I'm going to cook them about 7 minutes on each side until they're coated. So because these are seasoned, it's kind of hard to tell. So I'm just going to do my timer on my stove here. And that'll give me a rough idea of the cooking time. And if you have a meat thermometer, go ahead and inject it. So you'll know that it's totally cooked, because you definitely don't want to make sure you're not eating uncooked chicken. So here's that little baggie of my freezer meal. Okay. Now we're just going to, let me turn the heat up a little bit now. And I think I put too much oil in my beans. Yeah, I did. Let me soak some of this oil up. So while those are simmering, you can go ahead and plate your, like if you're going to do your lettuce or what other veggies. Normally we would do bell peppers, but we didn't have any. Not any fresh ones. We have some frozen ones, but I don't really like to have sauteed frozen bell peppers. They don't taste that good. So we're just going to have plain fajita meat, tortillas with cheese, and refried beans. Okay, I've soaked up most of that oil. I like the flavor of the refried beans. I make my refried beans out of dehydrated beans, and I like that flavor. Now, one thing I'm going to do is once you put your meat down, don't continue to move it and mess with it. Just let it sit there and let it. Just put just a little bit of oil on the bottom, because this is a cast iron, and then you just let it sit. So I'm at 2 minutes now. So when I get to about 5 to 6 minutes, because they want to sit for 7.5 minutes, then I'll rotate them out. That's when I'll get it and move it around a little bit. And then you want to scrape. Let me get my little scraper. Any little bits that may have stuck to the pan. So that keeps your meat from drying up on you. Okay, I've got plenty of, I do have plenty of onions here. And I'm also going to be putting, once the chicken is done, I am going to put it on a plate, and then I'm going to slice it. So that way they get little strips of meat. Okay, so we're just down at sitting stage, so I'll bring you back when we get to the taste test. Because this is really all I got to do now. It's cooking on both sides, and we're done. Okay, this is done. My tortillas, I warmed them up. Now, I will tell you this. I didn't know this before, but for next time, I'm going to slice my chicken before I put it in the bag, freezer bag. Because what I did is these were little tenders, so I put them in there whole. Then you got to slice them to put it on your tortilla, because you don't want a big old chunk of meat. So I sliced them into, let me show you, into small little thinner pieces. See that? But boy. So now let me, and I don't like the big old long pieces. I like little bite-sized pieces. It's easier that way. When I take a bite, I just bite into a piece of chicken. I don't have to wrestle with it. So this is going to be a plain Jane, but of course add your own mama onions. I almost forgot my onions. Love me my onions. Make sure everything's turned off. I will tell you this. It makes a big mess on the stove because all the grease from the flying from the splatter for the chicken. Let me put myself a little bit of cheese. And of course you can put some kind of a sauce on there. I don't do any of that stuff. Hubby does, but I do not. So let's do my beans. Oh, they look good. I'm just stirring them up a little bit. Okay, so there's my fajita chicken tacos. No, excuse me, my chicken fajitas. That's what that is. And then let's take a big bite. Just put a little bit of bean in there. Oh, my alarms are going off. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go back. Let's do a quick little taste test. I took a big bite. You can definitely taste the seasoning. The marinade, wonderful. The meat's all juicy, not dried out. But again, like I said, a part of that is put it on there, let it sit for like 5 to 6 minutes, then flip it, and then do the same thing for the other side. But otherwise, don't move it, don't touch it. But make sure you put a little bit of spray or oil so it doesn't stick to your pan. So anyway, to me, I think this is a win. 2 thumbs up. We'll definitely be making this again. And thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.